Here's the funniest thing about these pictures I took 10 years ago. It was the smallest I've ever been in my life. I was about 118, bouncing back and forth to 120. I became obsessed with stepping on the scale, and if that number was 121, I had a serious problem. My relationship with food became a lot more severe being slimmer than when I was a full-figured woman. Even at my smallest, I still saw myself as an overweight person and never would be what society wanted me to be. I wore a wired corset for about 15 hours a day. It was bad. I struggled big time to the point that when I started looking up how I was feeling, I came across the word body dysmorphia. But when I read that description, there was no way I would have ever admitted to having such an illness. Those close to me took notice to my very unhealthy relationship to food, and self-harming was starting to mess with my health. I started getting extreme panic attacks. My anxiety was up the roof, and I was losing my hair. My heart always pounded out my chest when I would sleep. It felt like I was losing control of myself. As long as that scale said 118 to 120, I was happy because I finally control what something that was no one could tell me anything about. I never wrote these feelings down before. I struggled with the idea that I may be one of those frowned upon because mental health, period, especially back then, was so taboo. I look back at that younger me, and all I can do is forgive myself. Sometimes, unfortunately, when you are so used to chaos, finding peace is hard. Today, the scale no longer is at reach. I refuse to go and allow myself to fall into those patterns again. I know what my worth is, and those demons that once lived inside of me have faded. I'm finally in control of myself, even when I feel like the world is spinning. I'm way thicker than 120, and I'm 100% okay with that because today it's not about the scale, it's about the strength I have developed by realizing that I'm beautiful no matter the number and what society says. I will always have waves. That's just who I am, and I'm learning to accept that. I know this is a long post, and some of you may or may not have listened, but for those that did, thanks. For those who may relate, you are not alone. Remember to love yourself better than society can ever, and also try your hardest to move forward on becoming a healthier you without harming yourself. The world is so much better when you realize that the love of your life is staring right back at you. Thank you.